Okay, this video tutorial I'm going to show how to add a second page and how to make a button link to that second page so that when you click it, it opens the second page. Alright, so we'll open up our project here. So we need to view our main activity and also the layout of our main page, our home page. We're going to change the text in the text view as well. So at this stage I'm just going to hard code text. In another video I'll show you how to add the string resources. And we can change the size of that font. Probably the easiest way is to go to the design view, click on the text view either on the screen or here, it's probably easier, and then to change the way it appears you can view all properties. I need to remember where the size is. I think it's at the end of text size. So text size down here. So you can choose a greater text size. So I might choose, say 24. Okay, so that will update the text view over here as well. So you'll see it's added 24 as the size. Okay, so we're going to change this button to say About Us. Which will link to an About Us page. So we better update the ID to something more meaningful. Let's call it Button About. Okay, so to make this button link to something, it'll need to have an on-click event. So just go down to the bottom and add Android on-click. And here we write the name of the function whose job it will be to open the other page. So something like open about activity would be a sensible name. Okay, so that function doesn't exist yet, but we're going to type it, and I might even take a copy of it just to make sure I spell it exactly the same when I'm writing the activity. So into the code for the same page. So you can see this is its link to its layout page. We go down below that, and I'm just going to put the name here. Of course it's going to error at the moment because I haven't written it in properly, but that's the name of the function we're going to create. So we write it like this: public void, then the name of the activity. So we can cut and paste that. Just cut, paste, and then we follow that with view, and that's highlighting in red because we need to import a library to make that stop throwing that error. And all you do is click on it and on the keyboard Alt Enter, and it's imported the library here. You may not see that on your screen because you might have this collapsed. If you open it up you'll see it's added view. Okay, then when you intend to do something like opening a page, we use intent, and this will also appear in red initially. Give your intent name. Intent is actually fine. And then we write new intent. And then in brackets we want this page to open the About Us page, which we haven't even created yet, but we're going to call the new page About Activity. If I can spell correctly. Activity, and you put .class on the end. Finish the line with a semicolon. And to get that read away from intent, click on it, Alt Enter, and it adds intent to the library. About Us is in red because we haven't created that page yet, but that's fine. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to create the page now, and then that red will go away. So to add a new page, you go up to the top of your app, the first level here, right click, go to New, go to Activity, and we're going to create another empty activity, the same as we did for the home page. So click on there, and we're going to call it About Activity. I'm just pasting that in from the other page. It automatically creates the name for the layout as activity_about to match it, and we click Finish. So the new coding page for About Activity has appeared here in the Java folder. They're listed in alphabetical order, not in the order that you create them. And the layout for the About page is also appeared in the layout folder in Resources. So now if we go back to our main activity where we were before, the red has gone away from here because it now knows that it can open another page because there is a page existing with that same name. Now, this only defines the intent. It doesn't actually start it. To start the intent, we need to write Start Activity, and we put the name of the intent in here. So it's whatever we've called the intent here. You can call it whatever you like. You need to match that name down here, and that will, so this defines the intent to open a page. This actually triggers opening the page. Okay, so now we have an on-click event in the XML for the main page. So this button here that has About Us hard-coded in has an on-click event open About Activity. Because this page is linked to the code of main activity, it will call that function, and that function will open the page About Activity, which will open this page, which we haven't looked at yet, and it's just an empty page. The only way to get back to main will be to click back at this stage. You could create another button to link back to home, and that's usually a good idea, especially if you have to go several levels down to view a particular page and you want to go immediately back to home rather than going 4 or 5 jumps back with the back button. Okay, so let's have a look at this running in the emulator. Hopefully the emulator will work okay. I've run it before to check that everything was working. So you click Run up here. I've already created a virtual device called Nexus 4, but I'll show you now how I've created that. So initially there'll be none listed here. You click on Create New Virtual Device. It seems to favour 4, 5 and 5x this program as the default, so I've chosen a 4. You go to Next. You can download whichever operating system you want to view this particular time. It doesn't change the minimum operating system that will allow that your app can be viewed on. So you may as well have a look at it on the most recent one. I've already downloaded Nougat, so we'll select that. You go to Next. If you're having trouble with the emulator running, you can change this from automatic to software, and that might make the emulator work without it saying that there's problems with the graphics. You can try automatic first and then you can go back and edit it later. So I'm just clicking finish. So it's created a number 2 because they're exactly the same. Okay, we'll use this number 2, make sure it's looking fine. So click OK. Okay, so you keep an eye on what's happening by looking at the bottom. So at the moment it says Gradle build running. It's launching Android emulator. Here's the phone here. So this is the Nexus for running Android Nougat. So it starts the phone and it will launch our app. The software selection that we just made does sometimes make the emulator run a little bit slower than the hardware version, but if the hardware version's not working, then slower is better than not at all. Okay, so it's launching our app. I think it's actually launched. Yes. Okay, so there's our home page. For some reason, the home page font is not in the larger format that we selected. Perhaps we didn't save that. Okay, so let's check that our About Us activity launches the function which opens the other page. So click on that. And there's the other page. So that's good. And we can click on back and get back to the home page. So that's good. We've got now a 2-page app. Alright, I shall show you more things in a further video.